It is Wednesday, March 23rd, 2022. I am James. You are you. We are here for another midweek treat. That's what I call the Wednesday episodes of the show that won't go away. Of course, we're talking about At Home with James, live on the information superhighway that the cool kids in the 90s referred to the internet as. And I have to say, as Aaron Lewis once said, lead singer of Stained, it's been a while, and it has been a while since we've done a show. In fact, it has been 1 week. A week ago, we celebrated the 2-year anniversary of At Home with James, and then we went on a little bit of a break. Now, I know we have not been doing Friday shows in a while. Why is that? I've been on stage doing the funnies for the people in the crowd. This past Monday, I get noticed that Andy Assaf, he's doing a live show. Dimitri Kires at a hockey game. Dave Kaufman in San Francisco at a nerd convention. And by nerd convention, I mean video game conference. I was left with no texts. And I thought, well, there's only one thing I can do. I have to download one of these broadcasters and teach myself how to do this, which I did. I was rocking and rolling. I felt good, 8 on 10 in terms of confidence, until I quickly realized that if I did this, I could have no guests because my MacBook Air does not have the power and capabilities of the home computers owned by Andy and David and Dimitri. This show would have been like a slug crossing the road on a hot summer's day. So you know what I thought? Can't do the show, but let's put on a classic episode of At Home, which is what we did. Now, here's the thing. What you didn't know, the mild audience that happens to be watching the show, is this show tonight was not supposed to happen. And Friday's show that is now happening was not supposed to happen. Why is that? Why would we just, in a spur of the moment, put on a Wednesday night show when I, the smooth operator, the cool breeze lover, the number one lover, Lil Cutie, was supposed to be at his students' improv grad show? I will tell you why. But before we do that, I want to, that's my sound for rewinding. We're going to rewind all the way to last week, when I, of course, thanked all the viewers and the collaborators and the tech directors for making this show possible for 2 years. But I thanked one entity more so than anyone else. I thanked COVID-19. I said, without COVID-19, this show would not be happening. Without COVID-19 and all the waves, the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth impending wave would not still be happening. You know what I did? I double down. I thought, how can I keep this show happening? Well, one way is to keep myself off of stage. And how do I keep myself off of stage? That answer is simple: by catching the fabled coronavirus myself. That's right. You're looking at the face of COVID-19 right now. Now, I know in the TV shows and the commercials and the radio stations, they talk about the dangers of it. And I'm going to sit here and say right now, I feel very lucky and very grateful that I've got right now a 1 on 10 COVID. So much so that my little PCR, the 2 lines very faint, right? I'm not a denier. I have been double vaxxed as well as boosted. But I'll tell you what, it comes for everyone, and it's coming for you. How do I know? Because I'm going to sneak into your houses and breathe on you tonight to keep you in front of your computer screens every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That's a joke. I'm going to isolate because I am a responsible adult. So if you're just tuning in, it finally happened. The Rona got me. My Corona. But so this is truly one of the legendary intros in At Home history, because any of these other Johnny-come-lately shows, they would have said, well, I've got to get to bed early tonight. Not me. I am here when one door closes, another opens. I'm supposed to be on stage. Now I'm here live and in living color. What are we going to do tonight? Well, spring has finally sprung. And just like the flowers that are budding, new romances are budding too. So, with all of this free time that I had today, I thought, what's tonight's topic? We're going to be talking about fresh romance. In a time when hope is in the air, the snow melts, and our hearts grow and expand for people that we are romantically and or sexually interested in, that expands too. Tonight, we're going to have ourselves a spring fling panel. Now, I don't know if I want to call this a menage a trois, a threesome. If I were to have one, I don't know if I'd pick any two other people than the people that are on this broadcast tonight. So without any further ado, let's welcome tonight's guests. We've got Jess Fildes and Andy Assaf. Jess, Andy, it happened. I've got the corona.
I know. It's too bad.
It is too bad. Just like Chad Kroger of Nickelback once said, it's too bad, it's too late, so long, so long. Andy, can you believe it? I've got the coronavirus, the legendary coronavirus.
I mean, look, I've, for one, tried to get it famously.
Yeah.
All right. All of my roommates had it. All of those around me had it. And I would just huff in the air. And for some reason, it never stuck. Maybe I'm just built different.
Yeah, you're built Ford tough.
I'm built COVID tough, for sure.
Now, here's the thing, right? A lot of people, I think they felt uncomfortable talking about it. For me, it felt like an opportunity for comedy, right? Jess, let's quickly start with you before we really get into the spring fling swing of things. You have yet to be infected by the coronavirus. I'm also bringing back calling it coronavirus.
That is true.
That is true. Now, have you had any scares?
Yes. I've had a couple scares.
And I've had a couple scares too. I did the episode of this show right around Christmas time. I thought for sure I had it. I had a common cold that was 10 times worse than this. Andy, you just talked about it. You had a couple scares too. We all thought you were going to go down with my corona.
Yeah, but again, James, I guess I'm just built different. I have natural immunity through my pure, I don't know, just natural strength.
Yeah.
And again, that's not to put down anyone who has it or who suffered from it, but
no,
I'm stronger than them.
Look, and this is the thing. I mentioned it. We joke around. I mentioned off the top of the show. I feel very lucky and grateful that it's got me as minimally as it does. But, who knows? I might be one of these people that you see on Twitter in a week like, this streamer said it wasn't bad. Now he's dead.
I know. I feel like just doing this bit is going to land me on the viral posts of the guys who are like, I should have listened to the doctors, although I'm vaccinated. I shouldn't have got my vaccines reversed.
Yeah, if anything, I'd be one of those people like, yeah, I got all my shots and I still got it. Open it up. It's time to live with the disease. Open it up.
Everything's open. Open it up.
I'm changing the name of this episode to James's Night of 1,000 Funny Voices. Now, Jess, what do you think, right? If I go, do you think the funeral is going to be well attended?
Jess, we're going to you for that one.
Yeah, let's go to you, Jess.
I mean, it depends how many people are able to go.
I think of all the funerals, people would be like, we got to open it up and get to this funeral. He was a good guy.
Yeah, I could see it.
I think there's going to be a lot of zip zap zopping at your funeral.
If there's a lot of zip zap zopping in my funeral, I'll be looking down or from underneath, hoping that I could pass again.
I'm just hoping that will be enough motivation to not perish, James.
Yes, I think so too. I do not feel that I'm in danger of perishing. Things are okay for now. But why spend the entire night talking about something that's a little bit, shall I say, under the weather? We're here because spring has sprung, as I mentioned in that really long-winded introduction. And of course, this is the spring fling edition of At Home with James. We're going to be talking about first dates. Now, Andy, I want to go to you. You've been on a lot of first dates, I suspect.
Sure. Yeah.
Now,
not many seconds though, James.
Well, I mean, once you've gotten what you came for, why bother going back for more?
No, I've been on many seconds, not many thirds though. Go on, James.
Well, let me ask you, young Andrew, how would you say that first dates are for you? Are they awkward, a little uncomfortable? Are you like, I'm bad at them? The first dates are the weirdest.
James, maybe I'm just built different.
Yeah, built for tough.
Kidding. First dates could be awkward. I think it's a mixed bag. I think I'm very good at breaking the ice with people, or making small talk or, I don't know, dare I say, improvise. Oh God, even just saying.
Yeah, that was great.
But you know what I mean. I think my skill set lends well to just like thinking on my feet and being in the moment with somebody new. That's not to say that some people I've been on first dates
Again, it
with,
really sounds like you're talking about improv here.
yeah, you know, some people don't know the Herald format, so then those first dates don't go very well. No,
Yep.
sometimes first dates can be awkward. You meet random people, especially in these day and ages, online.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't know if they're going to be total freaks, total creeps, total weirdos.
Weirdos, wackos, you know, the whole 10 yards.
Yeah,
Okay.
the whole thing. So, yeah, it can be. I've had first dates that were total.
All right. So that's a fun sound to indicate flatulence or diarrhea. Jess, let's go to you. I can't imagine you feel comfortable on them.
No. But I think like Andy, I think I'm actually surprisingly good at drawing people out of their comfort zone by just being awkward and bumbling and
right. So people are constantly asking, "Hey, is everything okay? Hey, you just fell into that garbage can. Is everything okay?" And then the people are asking Andy, "Hey, Andy, is your fly supposed to be open like that? Are you okay?"
Yeah.
Coming in from the chat right now, Andy, you can confirm or deny this. We've got legendary viewer of the show, High Score Run, saying, quote, "Andy only looks for freaks."
I'd say they find me.
Okay, so you think that you're a fly trap for freaks?
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, Jess, let's go to you. How do you feel?
About Andy being a
Sure, yeah. Well, that wasn't the question, but I'm curious about your response to that. Yeah.
I feel like I don't know your dating life enough to comment on that. To be fair.
Yeah, I mean, I usually ask for suggestions for my first dates.
Can we get a location where I can take you out for dinner? Anyone? Yes, I want to go back to you.
What's
Do you
a
feel
piece
like
of advice you've heard?
Don't date Andy? I want to go to you, Jess. Do you feel like you're a fly trap for certain personality types?
No, I don't think so. Not a fly trap, anyways.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we kick it into high gear, I want to acknowledge
Wait, James,
something.
can we reverse the question to you? Do you
Oh.
think you're a fly trap for certain types of personalities?
Yeah, people that deal with anxiety.
What? That's
I think
very real.
Anxious people. I think
earnest response.
I thought we were being earnest here, right? Jess has left the show. I think neurotics. That's not a bad thing, right? I'm not talking about specific. Yeah, I'm not talking about anyone in particular here. I just think it happens to be the case. Frankly, I think that people really look at me and they see a calming energy. That's what I think,
Okay.
Andy. First dates, I don't find them particularly uncomfortable.
There goes a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like
begins clawing a chair. Now, I do want to say one thing. This is not the first time we're doing this, right? We've done a panel like this before, but Andy, before the show started, you also showed us something that's hanging above your bed that also brings us together collectively. So would you like to show that? We've seen this on the show a couple times here.
I've showed this a couple times, and as Nickelback once said, look at these photographs.
Yeah, exactly.
And
yeah.
This is a photo that hangs over my workstation here that includes both you. And I feel weird. Can I say it? Yeah. Okay.
A very,
I don't want to just be like, yeah. Also, yeah.
It's a young James and a very leggy Jess. Now, Andy, would you like to read what I signed that picture with?
Yeah, this says to Andy, keep on fucking, signed Twiggy.
That's true. Yeah. So that was part of a photo shoot. Look at that. What a devil, right? What a devilish young man. So we've been together in a variety of ways, both in photograph, but as well as this show, of course. We've gotten through the pleasantries. We've talked about what it means to be on first dates, and we've done a lot of generators on the show, right? We've done the random topic generator. We've done the random question generator. We've done the random conversation generator. For the first time ever, we've got the random first date topic of discussion generator.
Wow. I feel like this is very much new territory that hasn't been explored on this show before.
Yeah. And you know, we've really spruced things up. We're going to show the generator on screen because I know that some people, there's some naysayers out there that think, oh, it's rigged and James has got all the questions written. So we're about to see the generator live on screen. This is some high technology. I could have never done this on Monday if I had been running the show from a technical aspect. So Andy, it's great that you're once again back in the saddle as our technical director this evening.
I'll even show the generator's button that I have, just so people know. It's not fixed here. You see there's a next button and there's a copy text button in case you want to copy it and send it in an email.
There we go. So look at this. This is a lot of technology working here. Now, before we get into it, we've got only one rule is that each and every one of us, we have got one pass that we can initiate for a question. And then the question can only be passed after votes have been tabulated. So you need two passes in order to move along. And this would be an equivalent to on a first date, someone saying, I'm not sure if I feel comfortable answering that right now.
I like this.
Which I'm sure is a staple of Andy's dates.
Multi-layered. Okay. This multi-layered direct democracy, municipal, thing you have set up for this.
Yeah.
And we have to go through several levels of parliament to do a simple thing like click next.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, but what we're going to do though is we're going to answer the questions, and if there's a question we don't like, we can put in a motion to skip it.
Okay.
And again, that would be the equivalent of I just don't think I'm comfortable answering that question right now.
Got you. But yet the other two can then veto that request, and then the person would then be forced to answer, which kind of puts into question why we would have that system in the first place. Yeah. If it's meant to be some sort of like, oh, well, if you don't feel comfortable, you don't have to do it.
Of course. Well, comfort's important on a first date. Jess, what do you think, right? Do you agree that comfort is important on a first date?
James, to be clear, you're saying comfort is important on the first date, but you then would need quorum with all parties involved in order to.
Well, yeah, I do think that. Jess, what do you think? Do you agree with that type of thought process? I think that it's important, right? Right? If someone says like, oh, can I put my hand on your inner thigh? That person who you're initiating that question to would need to agree to that, right? That's what comfort's all about, right?
They say no, you shouldn't have a vote.
No, but what I'm saying is you're essentially in that moment, you're both voting. And maybe if Andy is a third party at the state, you got two votes, right? Where
but then if this in the hypothetical date scenario here, you asked Jess, can I put my hand on your thigh? And then you turn to me. She votes no, you vote yes, and then you turn to me and I vote.
You have the deciding vote.
I vote yes. That
yes.
feels wrong.
Look, but again, this is you said it's an HDS, a hypothetical dating scenario. This is where we take.
Why do you have to make that an acronym?
Here's the way that I look at it. We're combining what people love about democracy, and hold on. Hold on, just hear me out. We're taking what people love about democracy.
See where he goes with this, yeah.
And blending it with consent.
Oh boy.
Look, here's the deal.
You've been reading a lot of Ayn Rand books while you're in
This
COVID
is a
lockdown.
comedy show. We're having a laugh tonight. All three of us are laughing, right? We're just three people having a good time. One of us has got the legendary and fabled coronavirus, right?
Yeah, how's that brain fog, James?
I have no brain fog.
Of course
I feel outside of a scratchy throat, I feel fairly normal.
Okay.
There's absolutely no brain fog. Now, are we clear on the rule?
Which is also something you say when you pick up your first date.
Yeah, I initiate with, are we clear on the rules? P.S. This is my friend Andy who will help initiate any motions that are set to pass.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I think I'm clear, I guess.
And I just want to say
I say no, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
hold on. This is okay. Well, just in fairness, you were the one that you offered these rules before we went on air. So
didn't.
So we've got our first question here. And our first question, this would be a very hot button question on a first date. What would you rather throw away? Love or money?
I want to vote to veto this one.
Okay.
I feel like it's been on screen for a while, so we had time to think about it, and it kind of ruins the spontaneity of the exercise. So I'm going to use my one veto.
Jess, how would do you vote to pass that motion?
Yes.
The motion is passed. Let's
James,
move on
you
to
didn't
the
vote.
Next. Doesn't matter. It's already passed.
Did you vote present?
I vote pass.
Okay, so it's
go by a landslide. We're passing.
Wait, if I can vote, I'm going to vote not to pass, but it still passes.
Right. It's with a vote of 2-1. This question has now been vetoed. Let's move on to the next question. Already off to a great start here. We discussed comfort.
And now I have no more skips. Correct?
Well, let's see how the night goes. Maybe we'll add a couple.
Okay. So you're set, but do we have to vote on it?
I mean, perhaps, right? Yeah. If you want another veto, you have to put it into motion. But right now, the one thing I'm putting into motion is the next question. So, Andy, let's click that next one. We've already got it.
It should be up, yeah.
Okay, so this one. What's the most beautiful place you've ever seen? So let's think about that. You're on a date with someone. Where could this date take place? Jess, what's a good first date spot? And don't say Peterific.
Why would I say Peterific?
It's just an idea I thought you might have.
What about like a cafe?
A cafe. All right. So Jess, you're going with a Sunday afternoon date. I'm gonna say Elsie's.
Ooh,
so I'm going like a Friday night date. Andy, what are you going with?
I'm gonna pick a Toronto spot. Is that allowed?
Of course.
Yeah, so right here in the Kensington neighborhood, a Paminar Cafe, very nice cafe. That's a cafe by day, a bar by night. Has a beautiful back balcony that you can take, a first date out to. Sometimes there's live music. It's very nice.
Now, I was hoping you would say Wayne Gretzky's Bar and Grill, but all right.
It's demolished. It's gone.
Well, rest in peace.
City. Yeah.
The both of those suffering from the legendary coronavirus. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we've all got these date spots. Now imagine you're sitting there and the person you're on a date with is like, what's the most beautiful place you've ever seen? Right? How do you answer that question?
Do you just want us to volunteer answers as we think of it?
Yeah. Okay. What do we go with, right? And it can't be like you in my bedroom in an hour,
sure,
Andy.
Sure. I probably would vote. Dimitri's not here, so I don't have to totally shit on the country of Greece. But I think the country of Greece.
Why would you do that to begin with?
There are a lot of things to shit on it for, but its looks ain't one. Very beautiful country, islands, Mamma Mia. Yeah, I'd vote Greece. Everything's painted blue and white. Mm-hmm. Very picturesque.
Okay, so we've got Greece. That's a great choice. So Jess, someone's asking you. You're at having a Sunday afternoon coffee. I just want to know, what's the most beautiful place you've ever seen?
Yeah, look, there's this glowworm cave in New Zealand.
A worm cave?
Yeah, it's really cool. They're
James,
all
that's also
and like glow and hang from the ceiling of the cave, and you like go on a boat and like you can't take photos.
Then someone's thinking like, oh, I'm on a date with this worm lover.
Well, I've told dates, do you want to see my worm cave?
Yeah, and which is it's just the entry point from your zipper into your pants.
There's only one. Yeah, sorry to disappoint.
All right, so Jess, go on. Was it the worm cave?
It's a glowworm cave. It's not a worm cave.
Are there worms there?
They're glowworms.
Oh my God! All right.
What country is this in?
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Yeah.
Was that your impersonation of someone from New Zealand? It sounded like one of the Beatles saying New Zealand.
Yeah, that's Ringo going, I want to go to the worm cave. Play drums in the worm cave.
Now, I feel like I've talked about this on the show before, a similar question. I think my vote might have to be Niagara Falls.
The American side?
Specifically going into Buffalo, New York. No, I think that the Maid of the Mist I found was I'm not a man of God. I'm not a Charlie Church. I'm not very spiritual, but I thought that Maid of the Mist trip was something very spectacular. That's the best way. It was spectacular. the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Like, it's gonna be tough because, like, is it thing or is it place? The most beautiful place you've ever seen?
It's place.
Look, like this is not gonna do me any favors here, but I don't want to say this on a date or whatever, but maybe I would.
Michel Flea Market.
Yeah, the Saint Michel Flea Market is fantastic.
Mhm.
I feel like the Bell Center during a playoff game when it's rocking like that.
Okay.
You feel that.
I'd like to put a vote onto the floor for that being the most James McGee thing you could have said.
All right, so let's look. You can pass the vote, and may I say we've had the best viewership in weeks.
Oh, it's a good show so far. I vote yay for that.
Okay.
I vote nay, but the vote
It
passes.
passes.
That answer
It
was the
passes.
most James McGee thing. So if you're just tuning in, this is the Spring Fling edition of At Home with James. I am James, this is Andy, as well as Jess. This is the random topics of discussion generator on a first date. And I have coronavirus.
Rolls off the tongue.
Great.
Should we go to the next one?
Let's go to the next one. Yeah.
What's your fondest memory of high school?
The fondest memory of high school. That's a great question. Now, before we get into it, Jess, did you enjoy your high school experience?
Yeah, I think so.
I did as well. Andy?
I think it was a mixed bag. Slow start, good finish.
Must have been fun for you to date some of the teachers, though.
I wish. Miss Bessie, if you're still out there. That was real. I should not have said that.
Well, here's the thing. It didn't have to be real until you said it was real.
I said it. I would say, James, counter to this image you've been projecting of me on your show, I was not very popular with women in high school at all.
What about the girls?
Or with girls, yeah, period.
All right.
I was not. I was a goofy kid in high school. I kind
but
of.
What does it mean to be popular with the opposite sex or the preferred sex at that time, right? Like, what is it?
I was like not even popular with either sex. This is the thing. I mean, I could kind of make people laugh.
Yeah.
But I really wasn't that funny when I think about it.
All right. So let's go to the question. This is you're on a first date. Jess, you're at the Sunday afternoon coffee shop, and someone's like, "What's your most fond memory of high school?"
Okay, this person's quickly. I want to leave the state. If this is what she constantly is doing.
No, I'm not playing a character. That was me.
Okay, well, sorry, James.
So, Jess, how do you answer that question? Your fondest memory of high school?
You're gonna make fun of it.
Well, I haven't done that all night.
Follow-up question 2 would be, were you a popular kid in your high school?
No, I was not popular, but I had a lot of friends.
That sounds like the definition of popular.
But hold on, Andy, you didn't let Jess finish.
Sorry.
The friends were worms.
Worm cave?
You went to high school in New Zealand where you were shunned, but you made friends in the worm
cave. Yeah. Jess, take us through fond memory of high school.
So I was on the theater sports team in high school. And every Wednesday, Thursday at lunch, we would practice. And Fridays, we would always have a show. So every single Friday for I think either the last year of high school or the last 2 years of high school, we did constant shows in the theater we had at our high school, and there was free pizza always, and it was
whoa.
Okay, so you're doing live improv performances and you're getting free pizza.
Sorry, it was $1 pizza.
Great deal.
Yeah.
That's a great deal. See, didn't make fun of it at all. Andy, let's go to you.
My fondest memory of high school?
Yeah.
I'd probably have to say, famously, Dimitri Kiers of this show as well, and I hosted our senior year talent show.
Mm-hmm.
We were the hosts, whereby every girl in our grade would say that Dimitri was super cute, and then after the show, every girl's mom in our grade said that I was very handsome.
Yeah, hey, would you like to do any shout outs for them?
So, no.
No, there's no shout out to Mrs. Katsoulakis or anything like that.
Well, no, I'm good with that. Let's keep it at that.
Yeah, I think that's a great answer. Now, my answer, Andy, was going to be the exact same, except at my high school, it wasn't called the talent show. It was a variety show. Now
It was yes, also called the variety show.
there we go. In our chat right now, we've got the real Andrew Mackay, who I went to high school with, who I also went to elementary school with. But I feel like since you gave that answer, I'm going to give a different answer. One day during lunch hour, we were able to, when you got to a certain age, you could leave the premises. My friend had a car, and we found, as we were driving around, a soiled mattress that we brought into the school. That's a fond memory.
So you put it on the car, drove it back to the school, and brought it into the lunchroom?
We left it in kind of like the upstairs area where some of the students would congregate in between classes, and we left the dirty mattress there.
Didn't you also rip up the carpet?
Yeah, we began ripping up the carpet a little bit, and then some of my other friends really went to town on it. We brought a dirty old tree into the school once.
So what is this chipmunk style need to bring things into the school? Where did that start from?
I think it just
for the laughs?
I think it felt funny to bring a mattress into a school.
I mean,
I still think it's funny.
It's pretty funny. It's a little annoying for the janitorial staff.
Oh no, we were forced to throw it out, so we carried it out to a dumpster.
Oh, so you copped to it after someone was like, "Who the fuck brought this mattress?"
There was no, we didn't deny it.
You're like, yeah, we thought it would look good there.
Yeah, and then a friend of mine started laying on it as a joking protest.
Ooh, that's
and it stunk because it was soiled. It stunk of urine.
Yuck.
Now, coming in from the chat, Naive Adventure says suspended. I was never suspended once. Never once was I suspended.
Me neither, Jess.
I was more of a bit of a what they might call a smart mouth.
Interesting.
Well, let's move on to the next question.
Oh, so this says, find this generator useful. Sign up Brightful for free to get the best conversation questions. Should we sign up?
So I want to, this is not one of my vetoes, but I motion to not sign up to Brightful.com.
It sounds like it's a veto. Jess, should we vote?
No, the vetoes are for the topics.
It sounds like you don't want to answer. Do you find this generator useful? Okay,
I vote yay. Let's do it.
I'll vote skip too. What's the strangest thing in your refrigerator?
The strangest thing in a refrigerator? Now, that's interesting. I think people would look at me and go, this guy's fridge is absolutely disgusting. But I keep a pretty clean operation. My home is not one of disarray, at least not in the past few years anyways. Jess, let's go to you. Is there anything unusual or strange? Now, if there's no strange answers, we have to take the most unusual of the usual. Is it worms?
I don't have worms.
If they're glowing, I would keep them in my fridge.
Yeah.
I guess anything that's expired.
Okay, now do you know for sure what might be expired in your refrigerator?
Yeah, I think I have some expired fake ground meat.
All right, you didn't like it? You didn't want to eat it?
I just forgot it was there.
Yeah, the fake meats. That'll
now, Andy, let's go to you. Anything unusual or strange?
Yeah, I actually do have something unusual this week. And it's because friend of the show, Raquel Belmonte, decided, hey, she texts me one day. She's now, of course, also in Toronto and says, hey, I'm going back to Vancouver. Do you want some of my groceries? Which I said, that's a weird thing to ask. I don't know if but then she's like, there's avocados. And then I said, okay, those are worth a pretty penny on the street, So I said, fine, I'll come pick up the groceries. She left me a bag on her doorknob. So I biked over to her house and grabbed this bag of just discarded groceries. And as promised, there were some avocados, there were some blueberries, there were some decent stuff in there. But there were 2 cartons of yogurt, which didn't say they were expired. But by the time I opened them and tasted one of them, they were clearly off. And I'd already been a couple bites in. And I also realized, Raquel they were half full, so she probably just ate out of them. So now I'm eating Raquel's old yogurt.
Yeah, you were eating discarded and spoiled yogurt that someone else had already been eating.
That she probably just spat into before putting it in the bag for me.
Well, that feels a little defamatory.
Well, she'll probably confirm it next time she's on the show.
All right, yeah, well, Raquel will be back in a couple weeks. I think the weirdest thing that I have in my fridge right now, a couple weeks ago I went, and I didn't realize it until I saw it today. I went to Bustan, and I bought the chicken plate. The whole thing was finished, but I was eating it very late at night, and it was still filthy. And there's still going to be a decent amount of hummus and garlic sauce in there. And I thought, I'm going to recycle this. I'll clean it out tomorrow, and I put it in the fridge so it wouldn't stink up my apartment. And it's still there. So it's a plastic container that's got discarded sauces and vinaigrette.
Are you going to clean it tonight, James?
Nope.
Yikes. Should we move on?
Once again, if you're tuning in, this is the Spring Fling edition where we're answering the questions, which are the randomized topics of discussion on a first date. That's Jess, Andy. I'm James. I've got coronavirus. Let's go to our next topic.
I also just like you giving that answer after someone goes, "What's the weirdest thing in your refrigerator?"
Yeah.
And you say,
I would say that. I think I would say that. I have no problem saying that.
Oh, this one's too big for the screen. Hold on, I gotta fix this.
Yep.
But the question is, it's a weirdly loaded question here.
Okay.
Would you rather hear the music of Johann Sebastian Bach played by a barbershop quartet or a heavy metal band?
I mean, I'm going to start right off. I'm going to say the barbershop quartet. Like I like metal of a variety of kinds. I wouldn't call myself a thrash head. You wouldn't see me in the heavy metal parking lot, that's for sure. But I would say if I were to listen to classical music, I think it translates. Like, who's listening to it by like a metal artist? It's probably someone who works in a video game testing lab.
Okay, but
Dimitri,
I gotta
maybe
clarifying. Yes, that is an accurate thing. Like, there's for sure the heavy metal version of Bach. But
yeah,
Bach is instrumental. Am I wrong? There's no lyrics. How does a barbershop quartet play Bach?
Oh, maybe they do it like vocally, like they just harmonize.
But then that's like
yeah, it's called. That's
like a
they're
choir,
performing
you know?
at the incel convention.
I vote veto on this question just for the image you put in my head.
Well, I already answered though, Jess. How do you vote?
No, we got to answer.
Okay. And Andy, you've already also used a veto.
All right. Okay. Fair enough.
I would say heavy metal. I think it would be better.
But I feel like it's like, I have just such a visual of who'd be listening to like classical music covered by. It would be like some like Norwegian metal band called like Angel of Filth or something like that. And it sounds like maybe like kind of like a Trans-Siberian orchestra. Yeah, I'm gonna go the barbershop quartet.
Jess, expect your job offer to Ubisoft to be lead incel there.
Really?
Finally.
Damn.
My big
break. That means Dimitri's getting bumped out of his position.
You know, he'll say game respects game. I'm gonna say neither to these.
Okay, fair enough. Let's move on to the next question.
Bach, thank you very much.
All right. Yeah, that one was quick and dirty. Let's move on to the next question.
Ooh, have you ever been to a 5-star resort?
I mean, I absolutely haven't. I haven't been to a 5-star anything.
I don't think so.
Now, I guess the question is, imagine if someone was asking you this on a date, right? It's a loaded question.
Yeah, that's a red flag for me. Because, honey, I'm not taking you to a 5-star resort anytime soon.
You're telling me you're not going to take Raquel to a 5-star resort?
Definitely not after what she did.
All right, yeah, giving you tainted yogurt.
Giving me spat and yogurt. She's also... I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about that.
Well, maybe we'll stay away from it. What I'm curious, though, is would you entertain the idea of going to a resort with a special person? It would require me to be really convinced.
But you have to pay for it?
Well, yeah, you have to pay to get to the
more
resort.
Interesting question would be, would you go to a 5-star resort with someone you hate?
Hate? I mean, no. I've declined invitations to a resort, whether or not it was 5 or 1 star. But I'm curious to know, could you entertain if someone, let's just say you like someone, they like you, they want to go on a little vacation, and they say, let's go to a resort. I'm already a hard no. It would require a lot of coercing.
Yeah, I'm a hard no as well.
If she's offering to pay for it, I'm in.
What if her parents were offering?
Even better.
Better, because it would be better, right?
Yeah. Are they coming?
I guess that cat answers the question.
All right,
that's a yes.
The next one.
Question. Now, this I like this. It's getting like fast and furious.
All right. What was your favorite toy growing up? Aww.
All right. Now, were we people that played with toys
Oh
growing
yeah.
up, right?
Oh yeah. I had a toy
Andy,
room.
what were you playing with? And your wiener doesn't count.
Um, I guess I'll go to the number two favorite toy then. I remember there were two that come to mind. Both from my grandma. Rest in peace, Taita. She was the best, and she would always bring me gifts when she would come to visit. And one time she brought us each. We were probably way too young for this, but like recreation ninja weapons. Like, I had nunchucks. My brother had like real ninja knives. Like think Raphael from the Ninja Turtles. Like pointy ass, like that she bought in Chinatown, and it was all these different weapons. Those were wicked, but my parents took those away. But my second favorite would be she also got us these like same place, these carve out Mortal Kombat like wooden figurines from the movie Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, what maybe the greatest movie ever.
So good. Half decent sequel too.
Yeah.
But it was Liu Kang and Scorpion carved out, but Liu Kang and Scorpion from the Mortal Kombat movie.
All right. That's a couple good picks. Jess, what about you?
I really liked Polly Pockets.
Yeah.
Okay, so Polly Pockets, for people who don't know, they were little tiny figurines inside of almost like an amulet shaped thing. And there were also little houses as well. And I believe that the version that was targeted to boys was like Max Mini or Mini Max.
Yeah, Mini Max. There's also like I want to say like Jason and Jason and the Argonauts or something else, but it was something like some like badass biker guy, and he had like a house.
That I don't recall that. But now wait, hold on, Jess. You weren't playing with creepy crawlers?
No, I wasn't.
For people who don't know, that's a gelatinous worm toy.
There was that one that the YTV advertised where you would stick your hand and it would feel like worms. Do you remember that?
Is as an advertisement or the
no?
or
it was a toy
item?
that I forget what it was, but it had like different gooey bullshit in it that you would be like, gross out your friends, and you would stick your hand in it.
Oh, I feel like the 90s were a time for goopy toys, right? Who could forget goop as well?
Yeah.
Right, you put 25 cents in the vending machine, you get like a little egg of goop.
And you just
I have one
the wall.
of those.
What do you mean currently?
Yes. My friend Keith got it for me one year, or I found it, I can't remember. But it was for like stress reasons.
Okay. So like a grown-up version of a fidget spinner, so to speak.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I had just such an incredible collection of pro wrestling action figures. That's all I cared about. Prior to that, the Ninja Turtles, bit of Power Rangers, things like that. But oh my goodness, those WWF action figures rocked my world. If there were two in front of me, right?
22 when you had them. 22.
Why not make it 32, baby? I'll go on forever. If I had two right now, I was so good at playing with them too. Like, so I had some friends, they just like smash them together. I'm like, what are you doing, man? You gotta manipulate them and do the move. I was doing commentary over the moves and everything. Taking me back. Taking me back.
Being like a Joe Rogan.
What do you mean?
Oh my goodness.
What do you mean horrible? What's horrible about that?
It's adorable.
Oh, adorable. I thought you were getting revenge on me. Yeah, so that's what would happen on that date. This lady would be like, oh, he still plays with toys.
Yeah, you'd invite her over to see your collection.
Yeah, like, come over tonight. I'm presenting my own WrestleMania.
It's
tonight
still in
I'm
the box.
gonna win it. Yeah, it's just gonna be like the saddest thing. Yeah. Oh yeah.
You want to make out after this?
I'm really good. Great. Let's go to the next question.
Okay, so we got it again. Find this generator useful. How do we feel now?
Veto it.
Okay. What's your favorite sports team? I wonder what James is gonna say.
Well,
and will we have to supersede the former most James answer?
Look, what I will do is, I'll be kind about it. I will choose to veto and skip this question. Ooh. as I know that Jess doesn't care for sports unless something has changed. And then Andy, I feel like you'll probably either pick, the Montreal Canadiens or maybe the Toronto Raptors.
Wrong. It would be the Detroit Red Wings.
Well, yes, you like them so much you don't even know their name.
Yeah, I'll accept the veto just because I feel like there's more questions I'd rather hear.
It's hockey night in Canada tonight. The Detroit Red Leafs take on the Toronto Maple Wings. And also, I've been drinking.
Should I?
So I move to veto this question and move on.
I accept, Jess.
Accept.
It passes.
As Jess's cat licks its genitals live on the air, that'll get us a strike on the terms of services.
Okay, what talent would you want to possess if you could?
That's a great question.
If you could.
If you could.
I would love to be talented with a guitar.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talented with a guitar, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's how you could teach yourself.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And I've had varying degrees of success with it, but mostly bad.
Because this question feels like it's insinuating, like, what's something that, like, is out of reach due to, like, you know, like, oh, I've wanted to play in the NBA, but I'm 4'10", you know what I mean?
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Like something totally
So it's got to be an out of reach talent that you can't teach yourself.
Yeah.
Because this is the thing. I was going to say singing. Now here's the deal.
I think you could learn to sing.
I'm also not a halfway bad singer.
There you go.
Right?
I've heard you sing.
Yeah.
So like
not talking about the Nickelback singing that I'm doing tonight, where I'm making fun of.
But even then, it's in key, and if you put work into it, you'd be a good singer.
You're saying I could raise to the levels of a Kroger or a Lewis.
Yeah.
Right. I just want to acknowledge that Jess, you have the squeakiest water bottle in Canada. So Andy, well let's go to you while Jess tries to think of a new talent.
Oh boy, the first thing that came to my mind, but I don't know if I actually feel this way, is you're gonna make fun of me for obvious reasons. Would be being like very flexible, like seeing like acrobats be able to do like weird maneuvers, and I've never been flexible.
But
I'm quite goofy.
But you could technically maybe train yourself to do that.
Not. I think there is a limitation. I'm 6'3". I'm pretty uncoordinated. I would never be able to do like who's that famous gymnast, the American gymnast who does like the crazy backflips and stuff, who didn't compete this year and everyone was tweeting about it. I could never be her level.
Got it.
And I'm saying, like, if I could be her level, I'd probably take that. That'd be pretty cool. If you saw me just freaking tumbling down the street, you know what I mean?
Okay, so gymnastics.
Yeah, let's say gymnastics.
All right, Jess, let's go back to you.
Ooh, yeah. Like something that requires being a bit fearless.
Okay, would you like to expand on that?
Like a kamikaze pilot?
Like I'm thinking
have your own Pearl Harbor.
No.
Is that what you're saying, Jess? Just so we can
get
it
live on the air.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm thinking more of like someone who can like walk on a tightrope between kind of thing.
We got Andy wants to be a gymnast. You're on a tightrope. What is this? The circus? You want to join the circus?
I said guitar, and that wasn't good enough.
I would have took guitar. I would have took it.
Too late. Now it's tightrope.
Yeah, too bad. It's too bad. It's too late. So wrong. So long.
So you're saying if there was a Fear Factor reboot, having the bravery to do one of the like walk on this crane 100 miles above the earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, like one of the like the flying Melendezes, who were notorious for their tightrope acts. Look, I'm gonna give my own answer. Singing. I don't care what Andy says. I'm gonna go sing.
No, you can be a good singer if you tried, James.
You want to know why I can't?
Why?
It's too bad. It's too bad. It's too late. So wrong. So long.
I feel like you're avoiding, but we'll move on.
All right. Yeah. Let's go to the next question.
If you could trade lives with someone, who would it be?
Damn. Now that's a very. I wouldn't want to trade lives with anyone, but it might be interesting to live as someone maybe that you are curious about for a day. Now, Jess, is your answer Osama bin Laden?
No.
Because you can't. He's no longer with us.
And he wasn't a kamikaze pilot, to be fair.
No. He didn't do his own dirty work. If you could trade places with someone, who do you think you'd trade places with?
Oh, mine's really sad.
Oh, well, we have to hear it now.
Someone who doesn't experience mental health problems.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, no. So no one, Jess?
I feel
Andy,
like
Andy, that was a great attempted save.
I feel like there's someone out there that's just like content, and I would like to just, for one day.
It's me. Look. Let's just think about if that was an answer on a first date.
Yeah, this is supposed to be first date question advice.
Yeah.
Like if you were asked this on a first date.
Look, you gave the answer. You gave the answer, right? We're not gonna judge it. You did preface it by saying this is gonna be really sad, and you did
Deliver.
You did deliver. Yeah. Andy, how about you?
Freaking Vladimir Putin! I'd shoot myself. Am I right, guys?
This show's getting really blue. Right? There's a lot of talk
at 10. I honestly can't think of anyone off the bat of who I'd rather be than me.
You know who I could see you picking?
Yeah, I'm curious what you think.
Charlie Sheen, when he was going through that kind of drug-induced stupor, when he's like, I got tiger blood running through me. I'm winning.
I mean, okay, but I could just top him in my life. You know what I mean?
When he was like, I am on a drug. It's called Charlie Sheen.
Why does that sound like Dale?
Well, I know that when I think about Dale, I think Charlie Sheen, right? Looks, talent, success.
That's rude.
After you.
I was just gonna say, I guess I'd pick someone boring.
Just to be clear, you're not taking Putin. You're not taking Putin. You're not taking Charlie Sheen.
Just for clarification, if we pick someone, do we get to relive their life as they lived it? Or
I'm going to throw something in here. What if it was just for a day? Because if the question is as is, I'm not trading anyone.
Yeah, that's too permanent. If it's for a day,
yeah, I could see you picking like Dennis Rodman circa 1998. Right?
I thought you were going to say Dennis Leary. Dennis Rodman would be
a
good
then
pick.
Dennis Hopper. Then Dennis DeYoung, former lead singer of Styx.
You know what? I would pick, Michael Jordan winning one of the championships for the Bulls. That would be pretty sweet.
So during the Chicago Bulls dynasty of the 90s, you'd pick Michael Jordan.
Yeah, that looks like fun. He's like playing quarters with the concierge in the back. You know?
So my pick is going to be the concierge. I'm going to trade places with the concierge who came to notoriety during, was it 2020, The Last Dance? It came out 2000. So it's a while ago.
Michael Key sketch, which was very funny.
Sure, yeah.
So we're not going to answer this question seriously. Should we?
I guess we haven't. No. Jess did answer it seriously.
All right, next question. If you could erase one event from history, which would you erase?
Yes. No, I'm kidding.
If you could erase one event from history...
That's what I like, Jess. That's what I like.
Which one would you erase, James?
It's tricky because they always say, you erase something from history.
Oh, no.
What if, it comes back to haunt you, right? I'm gonna have to go with something. Jess.
I vote skip this question.
Interesting. I will accept because I can't think of a good joke answer.
Well, I do accept to skip it, but I'm gonna give my own answer.
Go for it.
I would have never caught coronavirus.
Oh, okay. Just you though. Just you. All right, last time, guys.
A lot of good razzing in this set. This is an all-time razzing episode.
Did we find the generator helpful?
Well, we've used all of our skips.
I guess we're signing up.
We have to say yes or sign up. I think it was helpful tonight. We wouldn't have a show.
I mean, it was helpful, and we're at 9:59, so maybe this is it.
One more.
All right, you want to push it to the limit. I like your style.
Imagine it's like, who was your favorite Nazi? Okay, who do you most like to poke fun at?
Oh, well, this is a great question to end on, right? Who do you like to poke fun at? Now, Jess, famously, you're not much of a fun poker, right?
Oh.
You just did it to me, and I was blown away by it. If you had to pick, right? Is there someone you poke fun at? You must, right? A family member, a coworker?
You know what? I would say you, James, because
Get in line.
you like when people poke fun at you, and I don't want to poke fun at someone who doesn't like it.
This is the difference between you and I. I love poking fun at someone who doesn't like it, but I also like to poke fun at people that do like it. Okay, so that's your answer. Coming in from the chat, courtesy of Naive Adventures, her vote goes to Lil Cutie, aka me. From now on, for the next X amount of days, you can call me Lil Rona, though. Andy, let's go to you. Is there anyone you like to poke fun at?
I would say Raquel. That'd be fun, but I think the GOAT person to poke fun at is Jason Grimmer. Because
he is fun to poke fun at.
Not only is he such an eclectic character, he gives you so much to poke fun at for. He also isn't fully there when you are making the jokes, and it just doesn't register. He'll be thinking about some improv show or something that he's producing, and he'll be like, "What was that?" And he'll be like, "Never mind, the moment's passed." So it feels like a harmless poking fun at, because his the acid that's stored in his spine makes him forget that you said it immediately.
Yes. Well, I won't touch that one. I feel like
be poking fun at him.
This is true. This is so difficult to answer, because I feel like I poke fun at almost everyone. I mean, Mark Rowland is great.
That is a fun one.
Mark Rowland is great to poke fun at. I mean, I think he might be at the top of my list. I would also like to throw in a friend of the show, not on this show often. I'm going to go with my friend Andrew Big Daddy Lou. He might be my number one. Yeah, he might be my number one. Now, also coming in from the chat right now, courtesy of Naive Adventures, asking, quote, rumors. Did I miss that Andy and Raquel are now dating? Andy, is there anything you want to tell us?
I'd say the rumors are untrue.
The rumors are untrue, right? How does it feel, Andy, to be have rumors thrown around about you?
All I'll say is this. If there was a chance, it was gone after she spat in that yogurt and then gave you
tainted yogurt, right?
It's so nasty, that yogurt. I poured it in the sink and it was just like...
On that flatulent note, we've come to the end of our broadcast here. It was a show that wasn't supposed to happen. But again, like I mentioned at the top, once one door closes, another opens. I think we had a great time here tonight. Jess, what do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think we can keep this event in history.
Yeah, this is an all-timer, I think. Now, I also like to acknowledge that I guilted you into being on this show tonight.
You did.
Would you like to express how I went about doing that?
You said I have COVID.
Well, I didn't say COVID.
On the show?
Yeah, I said coronavirus. I'm bringing it back.
Sorry.
That's true. Now, Andy, I'm sure you didn't wake up today thinking that we were going to be doing a show either.
Honestly, who knows? I haven't been on for a while, so it's good to be back.
Yeah.
It's just very fun, James. And yeah, I was supposed to do an acting class that started on Wednesday.
Yeah.
But so we'll see if that sticks, and if I won't be able to do Wednesdays anymore. But hey, if this is the last one ever, guys, we went out with a bang, huh?
Look, we went out with a bang, just like the end of most of Andy's dates.
I was gonna say just like most kamikaze pilots.
Well, yeah, well that's the end of most of Jess's dreams. Guys, that's our show. Now, we had our 2-year anniversary last week. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank you both for being such a fixture, both of you. Yeah, drink up, Andy. Such a fixture of this show over the past year. So I thanks for all the contributions, and I say let's just wind things down together. We'll do a classic everyone waves goodbye. So everyone, thanks so much for tuning in on this very last minute edition of At Home with James. We will see you this coming Friday. That's right, Fridays are back. As long as I'm sick, we are together as one. That is Jess, that's Andy, I'm James, you are you. We were here. Good night, goodbye, farewell, and be well.